My name is Narita Barajas, and this is Branding with Barajas, where you learn all things branding. Today, we're going to be talking about the best brand in branding, which is Nike. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. When we talk about branding, we have to talk about slogan. So the infamous slogan of "Just Do It." I feel like you can go halfway around the world and say that slogan, and everyone will know, hey, that's Nike. So I think Nike did a really great job with this. I think you don't even have to say the word Nike. You just say "Just Do It," and people know what you're talking about. So really having a slogan that really resonates with the audience and constantly is seen all over. It's just a really great opportunity. And it kind of, when audience say "Just Do It," it's kind of them marketing your brand. So I think the slogan was a really great opportunity for them to grow in. And I think above all, it's simplistic, it's right to the point, and it's really resonated of what their brand is. So from a branding perspective, the slogan was a really great, really just hits it out of the park for me. Let's talk about the check. So Nike's check is literally on anything and everything, from shirts, sweatshirts, the shoes. I mean, everyone knows that check mark is Nike, and I feel like that's an amazing opportunity as branding, just because, again, just like the "Just Do It" slogan, you see that check mark, you're obviously gonna be resonated with the brand Nike. Nike does an amazing job in is the marketing strategy involving the commercials and ads they create. They always geared towards an emotional appeal, and then also they do kind of a political stance as well. So I believe this is really great branding technique, just because as audience, you want to be aware of what your brand believes in and their values. So as a consumer, I want to be able to know that does the brand that I purchase also have the same views as I do. So although people will assume that this would be a downfall in branding of kind of being politically out there, kind of showing your audience your values, Nike does a really great job of saying, like, no, this is what we believe in, and it is what it is. So I believe that that's a really great note to take in, just because as audience, I want to be aware of what I'm purchasing and making sure that my views are also in line with my favorite brand. So not only does Nike push the envelope when it comes to marketing campaigns, they also do a really great job at trying to find other target markets. Although they target to literally everyone, they try to find maybe an audience that they haven't tapped into. And that's specifically with millennials when it comes to the YouTube channel. So they made a series on Margaret and Lily and received like 80 million views because of it. So this is another branding tip. Never be afraid to branch out. So although you think, oh, maybe that platform isn't where my audience are, I think the message here is to take chances when it comes to branding. So although you say, YouTube, like millennials, I don't think they'll be able to purchase my brand or anything like that. Instead of saying like kind of negatives of no, I don't think, or I don't know, one thing that I learned about marketing is about taking risks. So as a brand, you kind of need to create these taking risks moments and kind of let it, okay, you pushed it out there, now see the effect that comes in. So with Nike creating this kind of series on YouTube, it was kind of different for them, but yet the outcome was so big and just created another opportunity for people to talk about their brand as well. So another tip is don't be afraid, although analytically, like maybe my target audience isn't there, why would I spend all this money? You'd be surprised. So number one thing is always to take risks, and don't say can't. I know that's a really easy thing to say when it comes to anything in life, but especially in business and marketing and in branding, never say can't. Always try it out, and the least that you can do is, you could say that at least I tried. and that it didn't work out. But, and always when you try stuff like this, you always have data to come back with, and you can say, but we did find that so and so and so. As branding is they really bring in these kind of sponsorships, influencers, I guess you could call them, or you know, just bringing in an athlete. I think the biggest one for Nike has to be the Michael Jordan. I mean, he was huge. And for an athlete, you know, performance brand, how could you not have like the best basketball player and also baseball player and also golfer? Like the list goes on and on for Michael Jordan, but that's a whole other story for another time. But I mean, for golfing, they had Tiger Woods, LeBron James, soccer, tennis, football, we have Peyton Manning. I mean, the list goes on and on of these kind of sponsorships with athletes. So I think that's really important because you're bringing in that specific athlete's audience to your brand, and then from there just creating this whole abundance of just so many people coming together on just this one brand that hosts so many sports, mind you. I mean, the golf, the basketball, the hockey, the soccer. I mean, the list goes on and on of what they do and what their products, you know, offer. So I think that's a really great thing to note when it comes to their branding. They do a really great job of kind of targeting that top athlete or that top spokesperson of that specific sport and brings them in to talk and kind of promote their brand. All right, and then just the last tip to note when it comes to Nike's branding is they really have fun with it. They really kind of push the envelope when it comes to their branding, not only in video, photos, I mean, the list goes on and on. They really take in consideration of just kind of being the leader. Also, when it comes to being kind of above all sports brand, they really kind of lead the way for others. And I think that's a really great thing to end on. When it comes to branding, always be true to yourself, always kind of promote what your brand is, but also don't try to look at the competitors and be like them. Really try to push the envelope and really be authentic. And I think that's a really great thing to note with Nike. They're authentic with their branding throughout every single content piece. And that is why Nike is #1 in branding for a brand. They do a phenomenal job. And if you'd like this content, me analyzing different brands and why they have really good branding techniques, leave a comment down below of what brand you'd like to see next. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Never done this before. Today we're going to be talking about the #1 brand that does the best branding, and that is yours truly, Nike. I'm not Nike. I feel like a YouTuber. Could I do this? I don't know.